Hey fam, so here we are. It's Sunday. It is a beautiful weekend, a 3-day weekend, Labor Day weekend, and just kind of doing some Sunday relaxing things. Yesterday, I had a pretty full day. Got my hair cut, got my nails done, blah, 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 all those things to kind of just take care of yourself. And so the question therein that I think and that I hear a lot of people ask is about self-care. So yeah, yesterday I was running errands, taking care of the house, grocery shopping and all that stuff. And I stopped, took time out of my day to take care of me. Like I said, I got my hair cut, I got my nails done, and those were nice activities, but are those self-care? Today, as you can see, I'm out here at the Roger Williams Park in Providence in the beautiful Rose Garden. I just got done with a fellowshipping event where a bunch of us got together just to celebrate ourselves, celebrate recovery. So if you look at these two events, if you look at these 2 days, and I ask myself, what is self-care? So I think about it this way. Self-care to me is like healthcare. So you've got different levels of healthcare, right? You go to the doctor and that's healthcare. You've got the stuff that you do at home to take care of yourself. That's also healthcare. And then you've got like the ER doctors and specialists and all those advanced versions of healthcare as well. So how does self-care fall in when you think about those levels of healthcare? Well, the standard maintenance stuff, going to the gym, working out, walking, getting sunshine, taking care of my nails, taking care of my hair, stuff like that, is like your basic level of everyday maintenance. At least it is to me. It's those things that I do to take care of myself every single day, just so that my life stays nice and routine, and I know basically how I'm gonna run for the day, the week, the month, making sure that I have food in my house that's nice and healthy, making sure that I get outside every day and I move and I do stuff that's active, that keeps me healthy. That's healthcare as well as self-care. Well, self-care to me has a much deeper meaning though, and it also goes in with healthcare. But self-care to me also involves taking care of myself in recovery, taking care of my mental health, taking care of my emotional health, taking care of my spiritual health. So for me, self-care isn't really going to get my nails done or going to the spa or going to go get a massage. Yeah, those things are nice, but those things are not necessary for me, for my physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. For me, the things that are actual self-care are like the fellowshipping event that we just had. Sitting with people of like mind, sitting with people in recovery, sitting with people that fill my heart and fill my spirit, spending time with them, taking time out of a busy day, or what could be a busy day, to spend time with them and join in unity. That's self-care. Being outside in the beautiful sunshine, that's self-care. The 40-minute walk that I took, or hike, walk, whatever, that I took with my dog this morning, that's self-care. My decision to not listen to a podcast or listen to anything any longer when I go on those walks, so that I can spend time with nature, so that I can be closer to nature, which is my higher power. That's self-care. Going to a meeting tonight, that's self-care. It's the things that take care of my body, but also the things that take care of my spirit, the things that take care of my emotions, the things that get me closer connected to the people that are there for me whenever my ass is on fire. Because believe me, that happens all the time. Whether it's recovery from trauma or mental health or my own substance addiction or, the substance addiction of those around me, whatever that recovery is, my self-care starts with having people around me that can support me and love me. So my continuing self-care is fostering those connections, fostering those relationships so that we're there for each other. And then additionally fostering my spiritual relationship with my higher power. Just being out in nature, feeling the sun, feeling the wind, and this frankly freaking amazing day that we're gonna have today in this amazing weekend that we've got so far. That to me is self-care. Going home and eating the food that I have there, which is healthy and whole, that's self-care. Changing my routine, which I did a couple weeks ago, so that I'm going to bed an hour earlier than I ever did, and I'm actually getting about 40 minutes more of sleep every night, and I wake up more energized than I ever have before. That's self-care. So when you look at self-care and you think about it in the realms of healthcare, the health of yourself, think about what parts of yourself that you are wanting or needing a little bit of boost in. Because if you think about the levels of healthcare also, you have the things that you do at home, you have the things that you do with your doctor, your prescribed healthcare, which for me is like fellowshipping and meetings and spending time with people in recovery and doing the work, the writing. That's another thing I forgot. Doing the self-work in my recovery so that I can let go of the things that are holding me back, so that I can let go of anger and fear and pain and the wounds that I am working through. Like right now, my therapist and I are working through some very, very old mother wounds that I haven't wanted to face, and some attachment issues that I have developed over the years, some bad coping mechanisms that I haven't wanted to face. So I see my therapist every week and we work through that. That's healthcare, that's self-care. So I do those things. I do the things at home. I do the things that are prescribed so that I don't have to go to the emergency things. I watch my weight, I get active so that I don't have a heart attack and end up in an emergency room. Just the same way, I watch my emotional and mental and spiritual health so that I don't end up in a self-care or recovery emergency room, sitting in a meeting with my ass on fire, trying to figure out what the hell went wrong or how did I end up here again, all of that stuff. It's a preventative maintenance with your body that keeps you out of the ER. It's wearing a helmet when you go bike riding or when you go surfing or doing something like that so you don't end up in the ER. The same way for your self-care, it's the same idea. You take care of the stuff at home, you do your prescribed benefits for your spirit, for your emotions, for your mental health, so that you don't end up in some self-care ER, which is basically, like I've done before, walking into my therapist's office, flopping on the couch and screaming and crying because I did something again that I knew I shouldn't have done, because for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, I felt the emotions bubbling up inside of me and I didn't practice the self-care. I didn't go to a meeting and talk about it. I didn't call somebody in recovery and talk about it. I didn't stop and pause and pray and think before I acted out and relapsed on an old behavior. Or heaven forbid, I ever shove everything down long enough to where I act out and relapse on a substance, which hasn't happened in a damn long time. And that's why I practice my self-care, so that I don't have to sit there and worry about what next horrible action is going to come out of me that could land me in an emotional or a mental ER. So when you think about self-care, just think about what part of yourself are you taking care of? What part of your health does that relate to? Because the same way, it's all the same thing. Self-care is healthcare. And just the same way that our healthcare is so much more than just our physical bodies, our self-care is so much more than taking care of just what we are in these bodies. One of my favorite sayings is, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And because of that, I look at my healthcare and my self-care to take care of my spiritual self. And from there, my emotional self and my mental self. And that does lead me to eventually, at the end of the line, take care of my physical self as well. But so today's Sunday, it's a beautiful day to practice some self-care. So think about what you could do for yourself today. Call somebody, have a conversation, do some meditation, do some prayer, do some yoga. That's a wonderful way to wrap in everything spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. Tai Chi, same thing. I love those practices because they bring mindfulness through the body into the spirit, into the heart, into the mind, into the emotions as well. So maybe some journaling today. Sit outside in the beautiful sun if you're here in New England. Sit outside in the beautiful sunshine and get some journaling done. So what part of yourself are you taking care of? And I hope you have a wonderful self-care Sunday. I am going to go home now and give my dog a big old hug because he is a huge part of my healthcare, my self-care, even though he is a big galoot and he is annoying, but he is just the most loving creature in the world. And feeling that unconditional love from him, accepting that unconditional love from him, and then giving it back, that is a huge part of my self-care and my healthcare. So I hope you all have the best, wonderful, beautiful self-care Sunday that you can. And if you are in New England, dude, get outside because it is fucking amazing out here. Like, not even kidding. So I love you all. And until I talk to you next time, namaste. Mwah. Peace.